Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Steins Gate, a safe space in which we awesome, where we are just going about it. We all explained last episode how this stuff works, and it's all good and such, and everyone knows what's going on. Except for Daru, who's fucking... We don't like Daru. Boobs? I don't know what this word means because, you know, I'm just surprised and not upset. Kirsu dissolves into a blushing, stammering mess. Looks like it's up to me to answer Daru's question. Also, I don't know why she would stammer and blush at that one. Like, it's just a body part. Chill. Oh, the boobs, obviously. I'm way too skinny for that. Let's say we send your memories to you in grade school. Right now, you're some kind of omnisexual pervert who thinks inanimate objects are hot. But in elementary school, you were still an innocent child. You know what? I don't think so, but, you know, they knew each other, so presumably that's true. Presumably that's an accurate statement. I was a born little bastard who did nothing but study. What of it? Basically, that little bastard would suddenly have all your perverted memories, but his personality wouldn't change. It's not like you'll become that famous anime detective with the looks of a child and the brains of an adult. What? That sucks. Yeah, it would. So, in this scenario, Daru would go back, he'd be his kid self. He'd probably traumatize the fuck out of himself. Because suddenly he's a child with all the memories of perversion, and that's just a thing children don't need. Never in their lives do they need this. This isn't like that time leaping you'll see in sci-fi novels. We aren't yet capable of transferring personality and consciousness. That'd take way more bites. Since you need a phone to receive the signal, you can only send memories to the times you had one. So I can't do before high school. We also need to make sure that the sender and recipient are the same person. If someone besides your past self, your parents, or a friend, for instance, enters the phone, then the nerve impulse signals will be projected into their brain instead. If that happens, your memories could overwrite theirs, which could obviously cause serious damage to their sight. Kirsu ends her explanation and takes a short breath. But yeah, no, I got my phone grade 11? Grade 10? I don't remember the exact year, but I got my phone in high school, partway through. And there was a little bit of time after that, so likely grade 10. And that was my first phone. First phone ever. It was a flip phone because I was just a weirdo. I like flip phones. And it was like a... I'm getting off topic. So I had this phone, and the first ever phone number they gave me, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of repetitive numbers. I'm not going to tell you my phone number, obviously. So then I haven't changed that number since. So literally since, I don't know, 2009, let's say 2009, for the last over a decade, I've had the exact same number. So I'd be great with this. Lab falls into silence. I chain glances with Karasu and Daru. I look at Mayuri, but her expression is blank. I guess it was too complicated for her. So, I clear my throat. It's time for the $1 million question. What do we do with it? Do with what? The time leap machine, of course. What do we do with it? We sort of Jeff Goldblumed ourselves here. For once, my assistant has nothing to say. I already know that she fears we've created a monster. Honestly, I feel the same way. After a few moments, Karasu finally speaks. It's too much for us to handle, that's for sure. The safest thing would be to hand it over to the government for professional research. I can tell that she's not pleased to have reached this conclusion. She obviously would prefer to experiment with this technology, as would we all. After all, it's humanity's first time machine. We've finally taken our first steps towards godhood. You know what? I'm down. Oh, I want to go into a story that I wrote, or I was planning to write, but man, that would be another... You know, I'm doing it. Skip this part if you don't care. So, a while ago, I was planning a story with a friend of mine where this character accidentally invents time travel. So she goes, like, back to check out a really historic event. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fictional world, so some signing of a declaration of peace or something, I forget. And then she, like, comes back, and it's a different world completely. She hangs out here and goes back, or she goes forward and back and forth for a while. Eventually, it's like she can't even return home because there's so many zigzags. There's so many different events happening. So it's a case of, like, the timeline skewed so hard. Eventually, she and people she's been collecting along the way, you know, they're going for a while, and, like, they essentially become their own gods in their own right. It was supposed to be, like, not intentionally so, but, like, at the end, they would literally become the first time travel council. Like you see in every time travel story, there's the time police and the time council and all that shit. We were planning on making the story where we invented the time council. And, like, these characters, they're fucking... Eventually, they're on par with, like, an eldritch deity. They know each other. This deity's just like, stay the fuck out of our dimension sort of deal. And it was great. It was a good story. I really wish we would have written it. Such a good premise. I'm sure that the nations of the world would pay billions for just one look at our machine. The possibilities that it represents are limitless. Well, there's some limits, I guess. It just doesn't feel real. Mayushi doesn't get it, she said with a smile. That's because you didn't work on it, Mayushi. Oh, right. What about you, Okabe? And I mean you, not Hououin Kyouma. Hououin Kyouma. I agree with Karasu that the time leap machine is dangerous. On the other hand, I want to experiment. I state my honest feelings. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, man. Like, I get it, but, like, you fucking want it. Like, there's nothing on this earth that would stop somebody from wanting to do that. But there are still questions we need to answer. This is unknown territory, not just for us, but for all of humanity. Who will time leap? Look to each of the lab mems in turn. First you, then her, then him. Derek quickly looks away. Mary's expression is blank. Karasu stares right back at me. It's hard to choose. And no, don't ever suggest we pull straws. My god, I hate when people do that in movies. I don't. That was Karasu talking. I'll pass. Question mark? A single person here wants the honor of being... You spelled honor wrong. Of being history's first time traveler? Everyone, except for Mayuri, is probably thinking about what could go wrong. What if the time leap were to fail? It's not like CERN's time machine. The possibility of becoming a jellyman is zero. Because we're not actually sending you back, we're sending you a copy of your brain back. And it isn't even your actual brain. It's the information inside them. You can't be... No, stop thinking. This machine sends data, not the real thing. Don't let your preconceptions influence your decision. You might say it's like a cut and paste of your brain. Well, copy and paste. Cut and paste implies that the original is removed. And that's not gonna go there. Actually, it's more like a copy-paste. And it's just your memories. The original doesn't get erased. Yeah, see, there we go. I call out this bullshit before they do. I know what's going on. It's a very easy to understand example. That's not the problem. Time flows in a straight line from past to present. Oh, my good sir, you haven't played 5-dimensional chess with multiversal time travel, which, by the way, I really want to get. You don't know. You don't know what time is. At least that's how humans see it. This raises several questions and alarms, and also fires. There's one outside. What if there's an error somewhere and the data itself gets fractalized? Let's say my memory's an hour into the past. My memories would be replaced by fractalized data. In other words, data full of tiny holes. Couldn't that cause memory loss? I suppose.
もしそうなった場合
1 hour later, we arrive once again at the present. At that time, the me who lost his memories an hour ago and the current me conflict in my brain.
1時間差がどちらのデータが生き残る
Which data set survives?
理屈で考えれば
Logically, the present should change as soon as you send your memories to
今
the
も
past.
変化するから
The conflicting current me disappears then.
それはつまり
So then it's not a copy paste at all, is it?
わからない
I don't know. No one's ever experienced time travel before.
一つもない
D メールでは
When you send the D-mail, the world is reconstructed based on the change we made to the past. Wow, I said that real quiet, I'm sorry. I'm the only one who's aware of this, however.
タイムリープしてどうなる
We
か
don't know what happens when you
わからな
time
い
leap.
のよタイターが言うように多世界
If
解
it's a
釈
many
なら
worlds interpretation, like Taito said, then the instant you time leap, it creates two possibilities. One where you shift to another world line, and one where you travel back in time on the same world line.
と同時に
Of course, there also might be a world line where the current you doesn't disappear. That would likely correspond to the present that we are experiencing right now.
現在は
No, Mayor, it's easy to follow, okay? So they're talking about how there's different worlds. You look at clock. If you go back in time, suddenly there's two clocks there. That's the easy way to think about it. On the one clock, the time goes forward like it normally would, and on the other clock it goes backwards because something changed. So when you get back to if you leave at 5 p.m. and go back to 4 p.m., suddenly you're either at 5 p.m. or 3 p.m. Get what I'm saying? But that's only if the many worlds interpretation holds in the first place.
お前は
I thought you didn't believe what Taito had to
信じて
say.
いないのではなかった
可能性の話をしている
I'm talking hypothetically. Taito doesn't matter right now. I brought him up, but fuck him.
コペンハーゲン解釈なら
If it's a Copenhagen interpretation, then every possibility state propagates through space as a wave function. When a particular state is observed, the remaining states collapse and that state is fixed. Yeah, that's, yeah. In quantum theory, a function representing a quantum state, scientists are not sure if wave functions represent reality or are a convenient mathematical abstraction to describe what goes on in quantum mechanics. A well-known approach to Schrodinger's cat thought experiment. In this interpretation, before the box is opened, the cat exists as a combination of two wave functions, one that is alive and one that is dead. The instant the box is opened and the cat is observed, the wave function collapses to either condition. If the cat is alive upon opening the box, the wave function collapses to become alive cat. Conversely, if the cat is dead, the wave function collapses to become dead cat. Another quantum approach to this experiment is a many-world interpretation. In this case, the observer who found the cat alive and the observer who found the cat dead exist in two separate universes that diverge the moment the box is open. The Copenhagen interpretation is currently the dominant theory. Again, if we were talking about real life, you would be able to shake the box to determine if the cat is alive. And even before that, you'd probably hear the cat, or not. If you heard the cat at all, that would guarantee. But precise observation is impossible.
観測者は誰か
The problem is who the observer is in this case. Now, I have my reading Steiner. So I kind of want one of you guys to do it, the time leap, just to see if it actually works for you.
第三者じゃねえ
Wouldn't it be a third party like me or Miyushi?
そうとは限らない
Not necessary. It might be me, it might be someone else, it could even be God for all we fucking know.
かもしれないし
Begin with the Copenhagen interpretation and the many worlds interpretation are both micro-scale theories used to explain quantum interactions. No one knows whether they can be applied to humans or to the world at large. What about my personal experience with reading Steiner? If reading Steiner is the sort of power that I think it is, then the world line model is correct.
結局は
In the end, it didn't even matter. We arrive at the question of where is the self.
このタイムリープマシンが転
This
送
time
する
leap
の
machine
は
only
あく
sends
まで
memories. That I guarantee.
それはま
転送された時点で
Won't the present be reconstructed at the moment of transfer?
オカリンはリーディング
That's what happens with Okarin's reading Steiner, right?
D メールの場合はそれでなって
That makes sense. Where D-mails are concerned. When we send a D-mail, we're obviously interfering with the past events.
しかしタイムリープ
But time leaping is different. All you do is send your memories to the past, which isn't the same thing as sending a targeted D-mail. However, and by the way, I just remembered that D-mail means DeLorean mail, and I got a big smile on my face. So, send your memories to the past, which isn't the same thing. However, you're still affecting the past, because you're still sending a thing to previous time, which is crazy, by the way. But, like, hypothetically, you send your memories back. Yeah? So, unless you do the exact same things in the exact same way at the exact same times, you're gonna change something. You know, the less far back you go, like, the sooner back you go, then the less you're gonna change the timeline. But you get what I'm saying. Whether the me who suddenly remembers 1 hour into the future will, in fact, change the past is something we can't know until it happens. I'm getting confused. Sounds like you're talking about the soul. Isn't that a religious question?
待って。
Wait, you guys are misunderstanding something.
人格と意識は
1 hour isn't enough time for your personality to change. You should be the same person 1 hour ago that you are now.
1時間分の記憶
The
を
only
持っている
difference is that you'll have an extra hour's worth of
それだ
memories.
けよ。
How can you be sure?
絶対とは言い切れない。
Oh, I can't. Nobody's tried it
何し
before.
ろ誰も試したことはないんだから
The discussion's going nowhere. Personality and consciousness can't be strictly defined, so it's hard to imagine what might happen. The reason I'm not taking a side for these very philosophical questions is because I'm not the most well-versed in it. Other than this, like, science-y mumbo-jumbo crap. The philosophy I have opinions on, but I'm not exactly informed. So I'm gonna leave that to the experts.
結局
So which is it?
だから
We don't know. We can argue the theories all we want,
こ
but
こ
in
で
the
どれ
end
だ
we
け
can
理
only
解で議
guess.
論したってこの実験は
This
人類の
experiment
これまで
may
の
end up
既成概
shattering
念
preconceptions scientists and
崩壊させるものに
philosophers have held for centuries. We won't know until we try. That pretty much sums it up. To make matters worse, the subject must be prepared to risk damage to their psyche. Karasu Daru and I say no more. And also, it could become like an infinite loop. Like, just say you send yourself back about 2 minutes, hypothetically. What would happen is, you may not be able to stop yourself from going back. So you'd be stuck in an infinite loop. That's not actually how that works, but you would get a lot more memories. We can't solve this problem. Oh, it would be like what happened during the butterfly effect, the movie. This is our limit as scientists. But haven't we accomplished enough already? The time leap machine itself is worthy of a Nobel Prize. We could sell this technology for billions if we so chose. Now, there is a way you could test it, and I don't know how this would work, but, like, hypothetically, use a time leap machine on, like, a rat. You measure how much brain memory they have, and you send their memories back, like, I don't know, 2 days? I don't know how old rats get. You can have them as pets, they're probably long enough. So you send it back, like, a week, and you check if the rat suddenly has a week's worth more of memories. And if we go public with a time leap machine, we can break CERN's monopoly on time travel technology. That's enough. It has to be. Hey! Mary, who has been observing the discussion with glassy eyes, opens her mouth to speak. I have an idea. Why don't we make a banana time leap instead? Oh, Mayuri, you're such a goddamn moron.
バナナには人間みたいに脳はないで
Bananas
しょ
don't have brains like people do. Oh, you need a brain, huh?
じゃあダメだね
Mayuri never changes. That's just the way it goes. The atmosphere in the room gets a little more relaxed. It's nice. It's nice.
実験は
Let's not experiment.
しないでおく。タイムリープマシンは
We'll entrust the time leap machine to a suitable research institution, then we'll announce it to the world.
そして
Thanks to the lightening of the mood, I can finally say what was on my mind. Now the Kirasu Nordero objects. However, I know the future because I watched the anime, and I know what happened. So yeah, no one touched the time leap machine since that discussion. Ridiculous as it sounds, I can't shake the feeling that it might suck my memories out and fling them out into the past. Oh, the machine does have its appeal, of course. We're all tempted by the idea of becoming humanity's first time leapers. Yet the fear of what could happen won out in the end. Yeah, you gotta be smart sometimes. Don't just jump head on in. You gotta be smart. I'm not sure what I'd do in that particular situation. I'm not sure I would. But then again, I have literally no clue. So I don't really know. But that'll have to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, I'm Keywii. Lakota French is playing our advanced settings. OVR advanced settings. And you've been great too. Don't ever change. Yourself a delightful day. Goodbye.